Ryan Jones said just one word: kits. So I'm guessing
Kits.
maybe I could kits. Yeah, kits. Goalkeeper kits. Do you remember any that stand? I mean, back in the early '90s, late '80s, it was a thing, wasn't it? But like, is there a kit that stands out to you that's like my career? If you could put one kit,
Do you know what?
to sum up your career, or if it could,
yeah,
go on.
There is. I mean, there's design-wise, there's some one. I mean, Liverpool had this. There was three kits of Liverpool which stand out. One was like, who talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Well, there was a sort of turtle-shaped one. It was green, blue, and black. It was almost like like one of those Muscle Man suits.
Yeah.
So there was that kit, which was that was a nuts, absolutely nuts. They also did that in purple, which was like second nut, if you like, second nut. And the third Liverpool kit, which was only ever worn once, was a blue. When in the first year, it was like the Adidas. Remember the famous Arsenal kit, because Liverpool didn't win anything in this kit, I don't think. But that sort of three stripe thing, they did a blue one for a one-off game.
Right.
It was back in the day when you took the kit off, give it back to the kit man, because it had like different numbers on. Do you know what I mean? Rather than your name and stuff. So they were the kits. They for Liverpool. However, Portsmouth, the 2007-2008 season, they were. Canterbury took over. And it was typical Portsmouth. Portsmouth, when I signed, it was like I sat in, I think was it an office? It might have been an office. And there was this plan on the wall of the new stadium. Yeah, we're looking to build the new stadium. Thinking, nice. Progressive. Yeah. Okay, signed papers, went on 3 hours later. I got 4 hours later when I got back to Devon. And then first day training, it was like, they tell you about the new stadium. I've gone, yeah. And they go, yeah. I've been telling everyone that for the last 10 years. I was like, oh, okay. So Portsmouth was like, it's a bit of almost like a rogue club, but I loved it because it just reminded me of being back at Watford. It had a 100-year-old stand. And so the first year we were in Jacko, weirdest kit ever. Short.
Who was your gaffer then? Was it the
Mary Redknapp?
It was the Redknapp era, was it? Because he had a good team there, didn't he? It was a good team.
Yeah.
It was the older lot. It was the older lot that were there.
Huh?
That Portsmouth, that Premier League Portsmouth team. It was like, despite them going down, it was a good. They had some good players.
It got there. I mean, let's be right. I didn't just sign for Portsmouth because they asked me to go. I phoned up Sol Campbell, who had already signed. I said to him, "Look, you're taking this serious." And he went, "Yeah, Jamie."
It felt like the Premier League had got the 90s Premier League players got the band back together. Do you know what I mean? It was that sort of thing.
Yeah,
there was loads of them.
I like that analogy. Yeah, it was a bit like that because I mean, Man City, I knew my days were numbered, but I wasn't just going to leave. And as much as Portsmouth was desirable because it was down south, had Sol said to me, and I'm sure he would have done. I said, to take this one seriously. If he'd have said, "Look, JMO, end of my career, it's a payday," I would have stayed well away.
Yeah,
because I'm not standing behind someone who doesn't give a hoot. So Sol said, "No, serious." So I signed, and then gradually we started building. But in the first year, we went to Jacko kit, this black thing. Shorts didn't match. I think there was 4 different pairs of shorts, all black, but like different styles. I remember running out white socks as well. I remember running out for the first game. It was kind of like, I hope everyone knows that this is our kit. I'm just borrowed it off someone for the game. It was a really weird feeling, but it kind of just went right with Portsmouth at that time. The following year, they signed a deal with Canterbury, and again, typical Portsmouth. Like Canterbury are a rugby firm, rugby manufacturer, and they said, "Jamie, we want you to wear this rugby shirt." I'm like, okay, they said it's got these things on the arms for grip. When they catch the drop kicks and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, and it was streamlined as well. Oh man, it was the nuts.
Do you keep these kits? Like, you got them?
I gave all my kits to my kids.
Okay.
I did. I'm just going to go off one of my tangents here. I had this thing. So when I was in the England 21s, we played in Toulon. Now again, we're going, going back a few years, and it was when I was amazed. England gave you a kit. So you play for Watford, you finish and you give your kit back, and at the end of the season, if you're lucky, they'll give you your shirt. It's like, we can't lose any kits because whatever. In England, you turn up for this game and they say, right, there's your kit. Like, what do I do with it afterwards? Keep it. So anyway, we go to Toulon. We played, do you know what? Senegal. So we got kicked all over the place against Senegal in wherever this game was. And to the point that the manager after said, do not swap shirts. So we're like, okay, fine. Hate Senegal. Well, it's like because it's a tournament, everyone's staying in the same area. So I arranged to meet the guys afterwards, like out in the street. And I said, swap shirts, we'll meet. So I go there with my pristine England goalkeeper's jersey, and he gave me a training top. Seriously. And I was like, okay, I did it. And then in my head, it was like, I'm going to keep this. When I have grandchildren, I can show them my Senegal goalie shirt, and I can tell this story. So gradually, I started amassing loads of kits, and it got to a point where I was like, I know my grandchildren are going to love me, but how long do I think they're going to actually sit on my knee while I get shirt after shirt? So I gave them some kids.
Question for you: who's the best player or the biggest name that you've swapped a shirt with? Do you generally swap just with goalkeepers, or is it just goalkeeper for goalkeeper? Yeah.
Yeah, I had a thing where it was always goalies. Always goalies. I mean, towards the end of my career, the weird ones, like played against Wigan, Antoine Sibierski, who was my teammate at Man City, so I'd swap with him. Benito Carboni from when he went to Derby from Villa. And it was more, the weird thing about it wasn't for me, it was always for the kids.
Right.
So I said, swap shirts, can you sign to DJ, can you sign to Sonny?
Yeah.
So I'd get all these shirts and I'd get them for my kids. The kids are still kids now, even though they're in their 20s. But so outfield shirts are always for the kids, never for me. And again, I suppose it sounds like a psychology thing here, but it's a bit like the records. Even with shirts, it's kind of got it, gone.
Yeah, on to the next one.
Put that in that bin there. Yeah, not the bin as in rubbish bin, but in the shirt bin, whatever. I've got saying that. I've got a signed Ronaldo shirt from a charity auction.
Nice. What is it? A United shirt or a Portugal? Probably holds more weight, to be fair.
I don't know.
International.
But it's not a match shirt. And it's not a match shirt.
Oh, it's training top.
So he signed it because his mate an ex-player of a teammate who signed it.
Right.
I don't know what to do with it.
Keep it, man. Keep it.
For
best player in the world. Well, give it to. I'll have it.
I tell you what, you can have it as payment for doing the wallpaper.
Yes, that's it. I'm tweeting that. David James gave me a signed Ronaldo top. That's not actually a genuine top, but it's a good one. It's signed. If I do a good job on the wallpaper. I don't know if there's enough characters. I'll have to shorten it. Thanks for watching this one, guys. If you want to listen to the full-blown podcast, you can head over to Spotify and search for The Catch Up. Alternatively, check the link out in the description below.